You're back with the Notebook Check Tech Review series, and we've got the Lenovo Miix 700 here. This is the Surface Pro 4 competitor from Lenovo. Very much at the Surface Pro 3 level of performance and price. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to take a look at our test results, and I'm going to run you through things like performance, the display characteristics. We'll talk about that keyboard there, and of course the pen. As you can see there, it's a black pen and it doesn't have the OneNote button on top. It's also proprietary, so the existing Surface Pro 3 pen doesn't work with it. Let's start off with a few of these specifications. A full review, of course, is available on notebookcheck.net, notebookcheck.com for the German version. And immediately there you can see we scored it 87%. That's a pretty good score. I'll give you the breakdown of that and the pros and cons at the end. If you want to fast forward, go for it. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the videos if you enjoy them. Right, back to the specifications, because we've got a Skylake-based Intel Core M5 in here. So this is a mid-range of the Core M3, M5, and M7, and with a maximum clock rate of 2.7 single core. 12-inch display with a nice, very high resolution display, 2160 by 1440 on that, and it's an IPS screen with 10-point touch as well. We've got a Samsung SSD inside, 128 gigs, and it's pretty fast. I'll give you the details in a minute. But first, I want to just talk about a bit more about that screen, about the screen quality, brightness, and color depth. Right, as you can see there, it's an IPS display. And take a look at our performance test results, because this is giving you the full picture here. Maximum center brightness of 341 nits. That's pretty good. It's not the best in class. We've seen some with better than that. And in fact, the contrast is not brilliant either. It's good at just under 1,000 there, 947 to 1. And the calibration of the colors and grayscales there, the delta's 6, as you can see there, and the grayscale 8.12. That's not good out of the box. 5 or below would be good. Anything 2 tending towards 1 would be excellent. But we managed to calibrate this, and we got scores of around 1.7, 1.8 out of it. So you can calibrate this, and we've included the ICC profile in our review. And you can use that to start the calibration of your Miix 700 to get some better colors out of it. Overall, though, the screen pretty good, pretty sharp, nice colors, nice contrast, nice brightness. Can't complain at all there. Let's look at that keyboard now. So you'll notice that the keyboard is mechanical. You might have seen this in videos we've done before from IFA. You'll see mechanical keyboard with a throw of, I'm guessing, of around 1 millimeter there. It's non-backlit, but it feels actually quite a bit better than the standard Surface Pro 3 type cover keyboard. Not the new Surface Pro 4 mechanical keyboard, but the original type cover keyboard for the Surface Pro 4. So this is kind of keeping up with the Surface Pro 4, except it's not backlit. In general, though, pretty good, and the touchpad quite smooth to use, and didn't find any major problems there amongst that keyboard and mousepad combination. You'll see that there's stowage for the pen. Well, actually, this is a very simple plastic insert for a USB port, which goes on either side. That will take the pen sliding in there. So that will actually work. If I flip over to the Surface Pro 3 that I've got here, that will actually go in there as well. So it will fit any standard USB 3 port. So you could actually buy one of those and use it for your Surface Pro 3. Back to the Lenovo Miix 700, and that pen, there it is. And you'll notice no button on the top. If I compare it to the Surface Pro 3 pen, that had a button. If you can just maybe see in the background of the Surface Pro 3, I'll just press that. If it's Bluetooth connected, and maybe I haven't actually linked that up to Bluetooth. I haven't got that paired at the moment. But that button there would actually start up OneNote. There is no button on the Lenovo pen, so all you've got is your 2 buttons here, one for erase and one for right click. Overall, you've got good pressure sensitivity. Palm rejection seems to be pretty good. Goes up to the edges pretty well. The only thing is the actual registration distance is quite shallow, maybe 1 or less millimeters. And the deregistration distance is the same. On the Surface Pro 3 at least, the registration distance can go up to about 6 millimeters with a deregistration distance of 10. That might be better for some palm rejection in some applications. But it's keeping up nice and quickly, and certainly no visible lag in there, and a nice bit of pressure sensitivity. So that's pretty good on the pen. So let's take a quick look at the ports then, because there's a couple of differences to this and the Surface Pro 4, Surface Pro 3. You've got USB 3 and charging port on this side. Yes, I have. You just grab hold of the charger, and the charger is here, and there's your USB 3 special charging port. It's got the little edge on it, so it only goes in this side to charge the Miix 700. That's about it on that side. Let's spin it around, and you'll see, similar to the Surface Pros, we've got a display output port. It's not display port. This is micro HDMI, and then we've got another USB 3 port there. Let me just drop that over. You'll see that watch band hinge system there, which goes all the way back, just as well as the Surface Pros do. And there's your micro SD card slots in there, just as it would on the Surface Pro 3 and 4. Also, you can get LTE versions of this, and the LTE card slot would be there as well. Overall, the actual casing itself I found pretty good, pretty solid. There's a little bit more plastic on this than you'll find on the Surface Pros, but it seems very nice, and it weighs 780 grams, so just a few grams more than the Surface Pro 4, and a little bit more than the iPad Pro. But overall, pretty good, and we didn't notice any major issues with the casing. Let's quickly get on to performance. I won't go too much into GPU stuff, but I'm going to show you some gaming test results that we did in a minute. First of all, let's talk about that CPU. Not keeping up with the Surface Pro 4 with its Core i5, not keeping up the Surface Pro 3 with its Core i5, but in some instances, keeping up and beating the Core M3 of the Surface Pro 4. So have a look at the Cinebench test. Let me just scroll down to the comparison here, and you'll see that compared to the Core i5 and the Pro 4, it's a lot slower. 200 points versus 306 points, so another 50% more on top with the Surface Pro 4. But then Core M3, only 3% more on the dual-core test there. The other one to point out is probably the Fujitsu Stylistics Q665, which has I can't remember the CPU on that, but it's got a Haswell generation processor inside, and the IdeaPad Miix beating that. And if I look at my test with the Surface Pro 3 Core i5, and certainly in a long-term test, I'm seeing a good GPU balance matching pretty much the Surface Pro 3. So that's the sort of performance you're getting, a Surface Pro 3 performance from a couple of generations ago. Now, let us talk quickly about 3D Mark 11. You'll see 1,109 points there on 3D Mark 11, whereas the Surface Pro 4 is 21% ahead. But I'm going to skip over that because I want to show you our gaming test results. We've done a lot of gaming test results, and you can check out more detail at the full review on notebookcheck.com. But have a look there. You've got some possibility of low-end gaming with this device. The Elder Scrolls, Counter-Strike Go, Tomb Raider, all at low settings working. Even Sims 4 at medium settings is going to get you nearly 40 frames a second. So there's some possibilities here for doing gaming. And I certainly can tell you that it's possible to edit HD videos on here because of the fast SSD. Now let me just quickly skip forward to the SSD performance results. He says they're just above. I've done my own tests, but here are the tests that we did from Notebook Check, and you'll see sequential read speed, 497, nearly 500 megabytes a second. That's really good. 4K write speed down there, 95.48 is a really good figure as well. So there's really no bottleneck with the SSD, and that's really helping things like virus scanning, updating, indexing, and as I mentioned, video editing. You can throw around big files without any problems on this, so that's really nice to see. One of the issues you might consider is heat and noise. Certainly compared to the Surface Pro 3, it's a slightly better story. This is a fanless device, so it's quite interesting that we've got a product here that is 2 generations newer than the Surface Pro 3, but giving that same performance without a fan. So that's an idea of the sort of advance that's been made over the Surface Pro 3 in terms of performance and thermals here. It certainly doesn't beat the Surface Pro 4 in terms of that, although Surface Pro 4 can get very loud under load, although it does perform a lot better for a lot longer. You'll see some heat measurements there on our heat map. 40.8 was the maximum we got on the back, about the same place as you find it on the Surface Pro 3. Surface Pro 4 has that thermal heat spreader, so a lot of it is spread out a bit more on the Surface Pro 4. 40.8, though, not too much to worry about. Of course, noise, no problem there. This is a completely silent device. I want to measure the, I want to mention the Wi-Fi in here. We've got a dual band, all protocols Wi-Fi module inside, and we're getting good performance out of that in our tests. That combined with the reasonable JavaScript performance here, I'm just finishing a SunSpider test here where I'm getting 245 milliseconds. That's pretty good. So overall, a very good device for silent web browsing at a really good pace. Because of the decent video coprocessor in here, not only will you get a nice speed up in your rendering if you're using Intel QuickSync, but the decoding is good as well. I'm playing an H.264 file here, fairly high bitrate. That's going to be not a problem. Have a look at our report though, and you'll see that you can play H.265 videos with very little CPU overhead. So we're getting H.265, that's the current generation of that protocol in GPU, in the video coprocessor. So that's a great advantage. Have a look at the battery runtime scores now then. Ignore that idle. It's a good score, but it's quite synthetic and really really susceptible to background programs. And so if you clean the system up, you're probably going to get more than what we see there. Wi-Fi surfing though, 7 hours, 20 minutes. That's at 150 nits, and that's a reasonable score for this weight of device. Big Buck Bunny H.264 1080p, 7 hours and 30 minutes. Just gonna flick back to see what the battery capacity was. So I've just had a look at the battery capacity, 40.3 watt hours. That's quite a big battery. Sits, I think, somewhere between the Surface Pro 3 and the Surface Pro 4. So you'd expect a reasonable runtime from that. 7 hours 30 is not exceptional, but it's a good runtime figure, especially for that weight. Under load, of course, that's gaming, that's rendering, 2 hours 37 minutes there. Have a look at the Wi-Fi test results here and see how that compares across the board. We've got the 3 versions of the Pro 4 here. M3 gets more. Core i5 gets about the same, and the Core i7 gets less. So that's kind of as we'd expect, really. The iPad Pro, if you want to do the same test, getting a lot more, 58% more battery life in this Wi-Fi test. And then for a comparison, the HP Elite X2, 675 minutes, again, 53% more. Overall, though, pretty good battery life. So let's have a look at the overview. If you've skipped forward to this point, you are welcome. But don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of our video reviews from Notebook Check. Let's go through the pros and cons. Let's start with the screen. It's a good high contrast IPS screen. The contrast is not super high, but it's good at around 1,000. 1,500 would be super high, 500 would be bad. So it's right in the middle there. It's a good, excuse me, screen. Fanless operation, even of course under load. There is no fan in here, so you can render to your heart's content, play games to your heart's content, and even high-end videos, and you're not going to get any noise. Good fast SSD. It's actually the M2 NGFF format, the long thin versions, but the important thing is we're getting good performance results from that. You're getting the keyboard dock, you're getting the active pen for this price. €999 is the price, which is seems to be a little bit high in my opinion, but this is entry price in Europe, in Germany, so we might see those prices coming down. Lenovo spoke of $700 at IFA last year. Well, we'll see if the entry-level M3 version can get down to that level. But you are getting the active pen and the reasonable keyboard in the package. Finally, there's a good battery life on that. The 40-watt-hour battery really helping give good battery life. Just 3 things to pull it up on. Well, we won't mention the price because, of course, as time goes by, the price might change. Style is something you have to consider yourself, so we won't talk about that as well. But we will mention that there is a little bit of throttling under long-term load, heavy load for CPU and GPU. So that might affect some rendering performance. Certainly in my 10-minute rendering tests, and there's a video up already on YouTube comparing this to the Surface Pro 3, I didn't see much throttling back at all. In fact, the Pro 3 throttles back a lot more than the Miix 700, and our test was fairly heavy in that respect. The other thing is a little mention about the case. There is a little bit of flexibility in that. I just pulled the Surface Pro 3 away at the end. A little bit of flexibility in that. It's not as stiff as a Surface Pro 3. There's the breakdown for you. 87% was the overall score, and that is weighted in the convertible sector of devices. But you can weight that even further if you know what you want, if you know you're not worried about audio performance, if you know you're not worried about noise, or you are worried about noise, for example, then the Miix 700 might be more significant from you. So go through that list there, have a look, think about what you want, and match your requirements to that list to see what scores you come up with. Connectivity, for example, if you're looking for mini display port, full SD card slot, well, unfortunately, the Miix 700 can't help you. But if you're looking for that silent, high-end video playback, and even some entry-level gaming, then maybe the 700 is the perfect device. That's up to you. Let us know what you think of the 700 in the comments. Don't forget to give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more of these videos. Give us a subscribe and a like. You'll get notifications in your email box if you enable that under the subscription service with YouTube. Thanks for watching. Next video's up. Well, I've got the Spectra X2 somewhere, and I think that's what we'll be reviewing next. Although I have heard the Surface Book is coming in tomorrow, so let's see how that goes. It's going to be one of those two, so stay tuned and we'll see you on that. Thanks for watching.